What I really appreciate about this event is that this is not a rally. This is an hour to talk about national security and foreign policy. So it shows just how serious all of you are who are here and who are tuning in. And you know, we talk a lot about inflation and gas, and we're going to get into that today. But our American national security is at its most dangerous that it's been in probably since 9/11 because of President Biden and his team. So we're going to get into that. But first, I want to thank some really special guests who are here with us today.
Coming out of the House, coming over to the Senate, should be secure our border.
So, Director Ratcliffe, we had the privilege of working together in the Trump administration. You were the Director of National Intelligence, also a former member of Congress, a prosecutor. I'm sure I'm forgetting some of your titles. One of the things I want you to explain to our audience is how much we in the Trump administration focused on what the Chinese Communist Party was doing to harm Americans. Specifically, we know that the...
Congressman Budd and Senator Graham really highlighted why border security is national security. It's not just an issue of immigration. And to the point of terrorism, the number of 78 is Senator Graham really highlighted why supplanting the United States as the world's superpower and poisoning us with fentanyl is one of the ways that they're doing it. And this administration's failure to recognize China as the adversary, China as a bad guy, as having the world's largest economy, is how China has accelerated so quickly and is now is a peer, what we call a near-peer competitor in so many places. And much of that has really on the back of an economy that has grown from stealing American technology, from American companies doing business with and inviting Chinese with and inviting for lack of a better term, Chinese affiliates who really are working on behalf of the Chinese Communist Party to take our very best technology for the benefit of China to replace us. These need to be smarter about putting American security first. And how we do business with China, has very clearly contributed to that.
We're going to have a thought on that. Just a few hours ago, I was here in Charlotte with a...
This ambassador comes into my office, and he says, we're trying to figure Trump out. I said, take a ticket, get in line. Here's what they figured about Trump. He's unpredictable, and they were afraid of him. So he lays tariffs on their products, and the next thing you know, he turns to Mexico and said, would you help us with our legal immigration problem? Glad to. He just whacked China. What do you think he was going to do to Mexico?
Where you think we are with Iran, can the administration actually go back into this fatally flawed deal?
So the fatally flawed deal was under Obama in 2015. The political situation was very different back then. It was part of...
hadn't been doing in the prior administration that would cause Iran to re-engage in the Middle East doing bad things. North Korea to start firing missiles over Japan, which they hadn't done for the past 5 years. All of these things were an effect of what happened in Afghanistan and the demonstration to the...
left Afghanistan that way with him and President Trump and you in charge. And so thank you for what you did when you were there. We're going to turn now to Lindsey Graham's favorite subject, which is energy security. And we obviously we all know what we're paying at the pump whenever we fill up. But I think the basic facts are we were energy... President Trump. We are not under President Biden. And in fact, we have to go to our enemies like Venezuela and Iran, or even to OPEC, not an enemy, but we have to go to the OPEC countries to beg for more oil. Can't we just solve this at home?
Look, we have hundreds of years of natural gas, and this is just in Marcellus Shale. When day one, January 20th, the same day that diesel equipment and construction material went idle at our borders, was the same day that Joe Biden killed the Keystone Pipeline. Not only did that kill 10,000 jobs that day, it made us less energy independent. And wouldn't it be much better to reach out?
We're going to have to beg foreign actors for oil and gas we need versus finding it here at home, which we have, is on the ballot. This man is a reliable vote for America First energy policy.
I think what I just heard him say is drill, baby, drill. So, explain to us from a national security perspective why energy independence is so important. We know it matters when we all go fill up our gas tank, but how does this relate to our national defense?
Just look at what's happening around the world, a tale of two countries. In the Trump administration, if you crossed a red line, you got crippling sanctions. If you were unlucky, you got Hellfire missiles. We can talk about the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Quds Force. If Qasem Soleimani was still alive on the planet, he would tell you that maybe he should have respected Trump. And Ted Budd has articulated very clearly, very effectively, that he understands the threat that China is on all fronts and will be a backstop to their aggression going forward.
Senator Graham, your closing thoughts.
If we had one more resolution urging Biden to do it, we'll have votes on energy independence, opening up American oil and gas to further exploration in a sound way. It's over. Not only will the Republicans keep the numbers, Ted is a guy that's going to drive change.
And crime, and again, education. Morgan, thanks for having all of us.
Well, I don't know about you,
Thank
but yeah, go ahead, Senator Graham. Oh, okay, so this mama bear is excited, that's for sure. For those of you who don't already follow us, all my social media is at Morgan Ortagus, Polaris National Security, at Polaris NatSec. We just did an event with Blake Masters. We are going around the country to have these serious national security discussions. I can't thank you enough for taking an hour of your day to listen in if you're on the live stream and to be here in person. Thank you, and God bless America.
Thank you, John, for the job you did and coming. Thank you.